Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Jersey. Today I'm going to show you how to make a quick instant pot chicken and dumplings. Let's get started. And in here we have 1 cup of frozen carrots that I froze from my garden over the summer, 2 organic chicken breasts, 1 quart of organic chicken stock, dehydrated onion powder, celery salt, salt and pepper. Notice I have my red silicone, that is for meat. Put the lid on it. This one you do not have to worry about flipping the handle one way or the other. It does it automatically. Hit the rice setting, and since the chicken breast is frozen, it'll probably take anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes. Once this turns off, I will come back and show you how I make my homemade chicken and dumplings. And we are back. Our chicken is cooked. I took the 2 chicken breasts, cut them into equal pieces. I removed most of the broth. I do not want my dumplings boiling in the broth because it makes them gooey like Cracker Barrels. I'm going to place the meat back in the pressure cooker. More or less, the dumplings are going to sit on top of the chicken. Take a little more broth out. You have to leave enough broth in for the pressure cooker. Even though the lid will be on, we are not putting it under pressure. In here is 1.5 cups of sifted flour, which is around 221 grams, 2 teaspoons of fresh baking powder, not soda, 3/4 teaspoon of salt. I use coarse salt, and I used approximately 1 teaspoon, 3 tablespoons of homemade butter, which is around 38 to 40 grams, and 3/4 cup of raw milk, fresh from the farm today, or around 170 grams. I don't really measure. You just want to mix everything up together. Don't want to over mix it like when you make biscuits. My mother used to take 2 knives and go like that. You can use a pastry blender. You can even use your fingers. While you're mixing this up, hit the saute button so the broth will begin to boil. Do not add your milk until your broth starts to boil, because when you add the milk, it gets activated and the baking powder and salt and things get ready to make dumplings. You don't want to make it and have it sit while you're waiting for the broth to boil. Usually it will boil immediately, but I had a cameraman function. So normally once you take your chicken out and cut it into big pieces and put it right back in the pot, it literally start boiling within under a minute. Now for this, you could probably use coconut oil. I don't use Crisco, so I wouldn't know. I don't use lard. I'm sure you could, but pick your fat. Mine is room temperature, so it dissolve really quickly. You want them into pea-sized pieces, just like when you make biscuits. You just want to add the milk until it's incorporated. Don't want to overbeat this. It'll make it tough. As you can see, the broth is finally boiling. Drop it right onto the meat. Try to keep it off the broth if you can. It really doesn't matter the size, because usually it goes into one large mass. I will cook this for approximately 5 minutes with the lid off. The saute button is still on, and after 5 minutes I will put the lid on. No pressure, just put the lid on for another 5 to 10 minutes, and then they will be done. Tomorrow I will add the rest of the broth to whatever left over that we don't eat tonight. I will cook up some egg noodles, and that will be a whole other meal, because the dumplings will most likely be gone tonight and for my lunch tomorrow. I'll have a lot of chicken left with a lot of broth left. I make egg noodles, and I have a side vegetable. Tonight will be string beans. Tomorrow will probably either be string beans or peas, and that'll be a whole other meal. I will get 2 to 3 meals, or 2 full meals and 1 lunch out of this 1 meal here today. You want to make sure you have enough liquid in there that it doesn't boil out, but you don't want liquid in there that you're actually boiling your dumplings in the broth. For me, that's not how I like them. I know some people do, but I do not. When these are done, they'll actually be like a fluffy biscuit, but no hard coating. It's been approximately 5 minutes. I'm going to put the lid on, no pressure, and let it boil, slow simmer for another 5 minutes until they are done. You cannot put the lid on all the way so it senses it, because then it shuts off. This is a saute feature. It does not allow you to have the lid on tight. It's like the yogurt. It does not seal, but you can have it on. I'm just going to lay it here for now. I have a glass lid you could also put on. That's what I use for the yogurt feature. And they are done. When you look inside, you can see that they're like a biscuit. Thoroughly cooked, no gooey, and dry. And that's it. Bon appetit. And if you'd like some quick dessert, including one bowl recipes, head over to the blog. I have quite a few recipes that will go excellent with this meal. If you have made it this far, awesome, thank you. Please subscribe and help me grow our channel. And over to the right, hit the bell, all notification, and don't forget to give a thumbs up and share.